Hello and welcome to episode 4 of the Commerce Riff with the CPG guys. I'm of course your co-host Shri and aka Paparaj, co-founder and CRO of Think Blue Consulting. I'm joined by my co-host and co-founder of the CPG guys, PVS Bay, aka Peter VS Pan. How you doing, man? Episode 4.
Shri, I'm doing great, man. We're getting a lot of love from everybody. 3 episodes in the can. We're producing number 4 right now. Of course, we're sharing our opinions on what we think are some of the most important news items from our great CPG and retail omni-channel industry. Do follow us on other platforms, including Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. All of them are easily found. In every case, they're all CPG guys. It's that easy. So let's get to this week. We're going to take a little bit of a departure. Shri, I believe you were in Seattle this week at Amazon Accelerate. What is that and how was it?
Peter, Amazon Accelerate, for those who don't know, is the annual sellers conference on the third-party platform hosted at the Seattle Convention Center by Amazon. So it wouldn't have been your first time, but it was for me. Shout out to Hunter PR for having us, the CPG guys there, and for being amazing hosts. I was, of course, fortunate to be there, see the scale, a first, as I mentioned, for me. And a little-known data fact, Amazon's third-party marketplace sellers business is larger than its first-party business. And most of CPG and retail ignores it. You know why, Peter? And doesn't even see it in the Nielsen and IRI Circana market share. Because of the age-old model of warehousing in cases, that's how most of our retail industry works. But what an event. Hundreds of sellers of all scale, from, startup 1 and 2 SKU sellers to establish 50 plus, 100 plus SKU sellers, millions of dollars of business. Exciting announcements by Amazon, for the 3 days I was there, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, from artificial intelligence to multi-channel fulfillment and buy with Prime, and one very important one on ads for sellers as well. If there's one retailer who can crush it with leadership in tech, people, and the customer, you know who that is, Peter. Want to guess? It's Amazon, of course. I was impressed with the general sessions too. Andy Jassy, the CEO himself, was in a fireside chat, which speaks volumes to the importance that Amazon is actually paying to sellers.
Shri, it sounds like you had a blast. I'm hoping if we're going next year, maybe they'll set us up in the Spheres across the street and we could do our interviews from that. Did you check out that venue? It was pretty nice. So, Shri, let's talk about MCF, which is otherwise known as multi-channel fulfillment. It's the ability for sellers to fulfill across other selling platforms, but use Amazon Fulfillment Network for the reliable customer experience shoppers are used to. So I hear there was a big announcement around MCF. What's the deal?
Indeed, Peter. Over 600,000 sellers move 5 billion products annually through Amazon's network of global logistics, domestic freight, bulk warehousing. These sellers, Peter, they're always looking for ways to attract new customers on other platforms like Shopify, Shine, and Walmart third-party marketplace. Earth-shattering, groundbreaking. Now, Amazon's actual multi-channel fulfillment offers them the ability to take on the order in those specific platforms like Shopify, Shine, and Walmart 3P and use the reliable Amazon fulfillment network to actually get product to the customer. Just think of all the pluses that come out, Peter. Reliable delivery everyone is used to as a customer, easy returns, predictable inventory management, and of course, the amazing part of letting Amazon manage the fulfillment movement through its network, which warehouse, which corner of the country, probably for the most efficient and economical shipping as well. Whoa. What do you think this means, Peter?
Well, it means it's crazy impressive, Shri, but it also means Amazon is not just a retailer, not just an advertising company, not just a web services company. It's now a scaled fulfillment company. How did sellers react to this? I know what it's like at these conferences. Very different than going to Unbox where you get the polite little golf claps for announcements. How was the reaction from the audience?
These are sellers of all scale, like I mentioned. They were thrilled. They clapped. These announcements were huge for them, and we've barely gone through one multi-channel fulfillment, but it's a game changer for sellers. Imagine, Peter, when you can do this and you can sell on many other platforms other than Amazon, you can hold on to the data. They're collecting data across multi-channels, which is what a seller wants to do to increase their penetration. But wait, there's more, Peter. Amazon announced the arrival of agentic AI across the seller experience, transforming how sellers manage their businesses.
So from what you shared, Seller Assistant is a generative AI-powered expert for sellers that provided immediate answers to questions and guided sellers to helpful resources. Last week, they announced the next evolution of Seller Assistant, enhanced with agentic AI capabilities. an important step forward that allows AI to not just respond, but to actually reason, plan, and help take action with the seller's permission. I think this represents a significant advancement in how sellers can actually run their business on Amazon. Their agentic AI capabilities, I think, are designed to work seamlessly through the entire selling experience, which means sellers can go from handling every task themselves to collaborating with an intelligent assistant that works proactively on their behalf around the clock, even when they're sleeping, right? While always keeping sellers in control. Seller Assistant will be able to handle, I think, everything from routine operations to complex business strategy, so sellers can focus on what they should be doing, which is innovation and growth. Right, Sheree?
Best part of this, Peter, is the fact that the seller assistant will actually monitor inventory actively. That's one of the most complicated things for a seller. More on that in a podcast episode that I had the fortune to record live while there. I actually recorded 4 individual episodes. So what was recorded? 2 were with actual sellers who were awesome. Kind of told me the whole story of startup incubating, innovating, and then growing on the platform. 1 with a global analyst in the sector that you had talked to 2 years ago. And then I got to record 1 spending time with Wayne Yu, the Amazon general manager of multi-channel fulfillment and Buy with Prime. They selected CPGGUYS for him to come on the show. He explains in this to-be-released podcast how inventory management is going to be so much easier for sellers. For example, when a seller asks about timing a shipment to prepare for increased seasonal demand, Seller Assistant will actually analyze their entire catalog, comparing historical data, current trends. Within moments. It'll deliver a detailed inventory plan with recommendations for the best allocation between fulfillment by Amazon fulfillment centers and Amazon warehousing distribution to optimize the fastest customer delivery speeds with the lowest storage costs. He was so awesome to talk to. He talked to me with passion like it was his own baby, and our podcast was therefore conversation style. Then, on top of all this, the icing on the cake, there's proactive account health management for sellers. Crazy help. Elite seller platforms.
All right, Sheree, let's move on to innovation, new product launches by sellers. My understanding is Mary Beth Westmoreland, VP Worldwide Selling Partner Experience at Amazon, announced some new AI-powered tools to help sellers launch more winning products with greater speed. New innovations give sellers obviously unique insights to help them build sought-after products, reduce launch costs, and ultimately improve discoverability and conversion to drive new selection success, especially launching new inventory levels. Sheree, what do you think?
Yep. Lastly, Peter, this would be incomplete. CPGGUYS episode is incomplete without a media or ads discussion. There's actually now a new AI agentic tool for sellers that can create for them professional quality creative for campaigns called Creative Studio, with access to a conversational AI-powered creative partner that conducts product and audience research, brainstorms ideas, develops creative concepts in a storyboard format, and produces compelling video and display ads. The new agentic AI tool is powered by Amazon's extensive retail insights, which enable actually an in-depth understanding of the advertiser's brand and products, including what features make a product stand out. By combining customer shopper signals with information from the advertiser's product pages, brand store, and website, this new tool, the AI agentic tool for sellers, will actually generate ideas that truly bring a brand to life and design ads creative that will resonate with most customers. Peter, this is powerful stuff, man. Using AI to tell you how healthy your account is for growth and then for ads. I'm just like, we didn't do justice in 10 minutes, but we needed to get it on the Riff. That's our take on relevant e-commerce happenings from so many announcements this past week we thought were meaningful, but we could not pass my trip to Accelerate to Seattle for a Riff. And that's why we thought Accelerate is powerful. Get informed, be curious. Don't be, in Peter's favorite word, that Luddite that still relies on the warehouse-only platform. We hope you enjoyed it. Please do click like all our posts on all our platforms and follow us on LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, and soon to be YouTube. Thank you. See you for another week for another edition of Commerce Riff by the CPGGUYS.
The content in this podcast episode is provided for general informational purposes only. By listening to our episode, you understand that no information contained in this episode should be construed as advice from CPGGUYS LLC or the individual author, hosts, or guests. nor is it intended to be a substitute for research on any subject matter. Reference to any specific product or entity does not constitute an endorsement or recommendation by CPG Guys LLC. The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. The views expressed by CPG Guys LLC do not represent the views of their employers or the entity they represent. CPG Guys LLC expressly disclaims any and all liability or responsibility for any direct, indirect, incidental, special, consequential, or other damages arising out of any individual's use of, reference to, or inability to use this podcast or the information we present in this podcast.